Morning and welcome to this Friday morning, the 16th of January today, zipping right along. And we are continuing on with the prodigal son story here, 3 days in a row. Today's is entitled The Younger Brother's Plan. Quoting again, reading from Luke 15:13 through 15. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country who sent him to his fields to feed pigs, which is definitely a no no for somebody who's Jewish. The son goes off to a quote unquote distant country and squanders everything he has through an out of control lifestyle. When he is literally down in the mud with the pigs, he comes to his senses and devises a plan. First, he says to himself he will return to his father and admit that he was wrong and that he has forfeited the right to be his son. But second, he intends to ask his father to, quote, make me like one of your hired servants, unquote. The younger son comes within sight of the house. His father sees him and runs to him. As a general rule, distinguished Middle Eastern patriarchs do not run. Children might run, women might run, young men might run, but not the paterfamilias, the dignified pillar of the community, the owner of the great estate. He would not pick up his robes and bare his legs like some boy. But this father does. He runs to his son and, showing his emotions openly, falls upon him and kisses him. How happy was that father to see this son home? How long the younger son was away, it doesn't the parable doesn't tell us. But you've got to believe. I know I would. How's my son today? How's my younger son today? My younger child today? What's he doing? Is he went some other country that's not Jewish? It doesn't observe our religious ways. Um, he doesn't fall in with bad. All those things parents worry about. I know when Becca's driving here from Indianapolis, I ask her, and it's become a tradition, please send me an update when you get to the Ohio line and then the Pennsylvania line and then the New York line. And just to know she's doing okay and getting here. And then I ask her to do the same on the way home, and she knows that. And it's just something we do, but it's because I care. I don't want to. I guess I'd feel guilty if something happened to her on that trip to be here at Christmas time. And so I'm sure this father, and that outburst of emotion when he sees his son coming back, I think reveals to us just how much he wanted that son back home again. Even though in asking for his inheritance, the younger son had insulted the father, had tossed away his not only his inheritance but his heritage as well. What a great story. What a great parable. We can see ourselves in many ways in it, I'm sure. He runs to his son, and that again, as Timothy Keller tells us, the custom is distinguished fathers don't run because they got to pull up the robe, and he shows their leg like a child. Um, he didn't care what other people thought. He just cared for his son, and that's our heavenly Father as well. That's our heavenly Father as well. He's already shown how much he loves us by sending his son from heaven. And I think if we if we have done this route enough, we know how much he loves us because, like the younger son, we We take our lives in our own hands at times, and boy, don't we make a mess. And he is more than thrilled to see us come to our senses and come back to him. It reveals his love for us. And it's one of those stories we can tell to people who think they've sinned too much to be forgiven, that they've distanced themselves too much from God the Father for him to forgive them and let them come back into the family. Here's a story that covers all of that. And it's a great story to tell with those who think they've gone too far and the road back is too difficult. It's never too difficult. The grace of God is greater than our sin. It's a good story to tell. It's a good truth to be able to share. And maybe we've had our own experience with living that way, and we can share that with others as well. So, blessings to you today on this Friday. We've made it through the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday um, calendar for the week. Let's hope we make it through today as well, as we look to the Lord, as we trust him, as we ask for his will to be carried out in our lives today. So blessings to you. Enjoy your Friday.